Welcome back to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm John White. With me today is Vlois Pierce, and Vlois is a master gardener here in Doñana County. And with the holiday season coming up, we thought we might take a little time to talk about maybe some garden gifts that you can give to your favorite gardener.
That's right, like me.
A little hint?
A little hint. This spade is waiting for you with my name on it.
Well, you know, I wouldn't mind one of these either.
Yeah.
This is a good high-quality tool, and as I've mentioned before on tools, we do want to try and buy high-quality tools to start with. They'll last a lot longer, and if you take good care of them, they'll last you forever, but that's a good quality spading fork.
The other thing that I really like, and I own a pair of these already, so you don't have to buy me these. These are a Rachet Pruner, okay. And I've noticed that we've been trimming a lot of trees lately, and it works. This is the best one I have not ruined.
It gives you a little extra leverage for those that might, you know, if you have maybe some arm problems or something, that ratchet does help to give you a little extra leverage so you don't have to use just brute strength on it.
Well, I got brute strength too.
So that's a good one.
And then we've got the little hand pruners.
Hand pruners are wonderful. These are a set of Felco hand pruners. They're the bypass type pruner, and Felcos are probably one of the top of the line. You pay kind of a good price for them, but you don't loan them out to neighbors or to kids, and you don't cut wire with them.
No, and you don't leave them laying out on the ground. When you've got good ones, you don't do things like that.
But this is a bypass type pruner that cuts like a scissor-like action, very sharp, has a replaceable blade, so if you do dull a blade, you can take those. And this is a little cheaper model. This is a Corona, but also a good pair of pruning shears and bypass. And with hand shears, of course, we don't want to cut too many large limbs with these. These are meant for smaller branches, and but another good tool to use as a gift. So
I think you give this one as a gift, and you get this one for yourself.
That's right. So we're probably looking at somewhere around $20 to $30 on these tools. The shovel, you're looking at somewhere around probably $40 to $50 on a good quality gardening shovel. And then the ratcheting loppers, they can vary anywhere from $30 on up to $50, $60. So
well, I know these are $30, so that makes a great buy.
Right, but you definitely want to buy quality on them.
These are nice hand tools.
Now this is kind of a little gift set that is available at different places, and you have your, of course, your little spade, and it has a measuring on it where if you're doing bulbs or something where it needs to be at a certain depth, you can use it.
And then you've got your crabgrass out of the sidewalk, I'm told. That's what you use this tool for, if it's sharp. If it's not sharp, you're going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, the Cape Cod weeder, you just want to kind of catch the weed and then pull back and yank it out or cut it off. If it's, you know, dandelion, you can chop it off there. And then just a little cultivating tool where you can kind of scratch the ground, break the ground up a little bit, kind of get a seed bed ready for spring planting.
How much do you think a set like this would be?
A set like this probably runs somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 to $40 also.
Well, a mother-in-law gift, I think. That would be nice. Right. And then, well, I guess you should spend more than that on your mother-in-law.
And of course, with the pruning season starting off,
you got the Pruning Simplified book, which is always available. And here is Stories, Pruning Made Easy. I think this one's a nice book.
Well, pruning is a lot more science to it than what a lot of people give, and so getting some background information is real important on pruning. So having some good reference books as far as how to prune correctly is very, very important.
And I'm afraid that a lot of people just get out and start chopping, and they can do damage that's going to last all year. Are you familiar with a good pruning book that has color pictures? I like colored pictures.
There's a pretty good pruning book that is put out by Ironside Press that deals with pruning trees that are more prevalent in the Southwest. So that's a real good book to use.
And there's a good video at the library that you can rent on pruning.
Okay. A good, if you do a lot of container plants, a good watering can is good. So here's a nice galvanized can that will work well.
Ah, and rubber gloves, those are always nice.
Now, if you're working with muddy soils, these type of gloves that have the rubber latex on the fingers helps to keep your fingers dry, and yet you can still have the mobility of your fingers to be able to grab things and work in the garden. So these are good if you're working in kind of muddy type soils. We also have a little bit cheaper tools that less expensive. But this is a little hoe and weeder cultivator. So that's something that gardeners will appreciate. And then we have another type of weeder where you catch the weed under and lift it.
Does that one really work?
Yeah, one works. Here's another one that has a little base on it that helps lift it. So these are some tools and some gifts that gardeners can think about as far as the season coming up. So
it's nice to do like this, put it all together and put a bow on it, and any gardener would love that.
Well, Lois, thank you very much for sharing some of your gift ideas.
Thank you.